Well, I'm back again, and as you can see, I've changed it all around again because you know what it's like when you haven't done a video for such a long time and you're just out of the zone. And I was making so many mistakes making this inside cover. This was originally joined together with the blue going across, as you know, and because this was very, very bulky and it wasn't stuck down, I decided not to use it. So I tore them off, and then I made this one, and then I ironed this one, and actually it would have done, but it doesn't matter because I prefer this one anyway. So that's the original one. Now don't laugh, I'm just out of practice, okay? So we'll put that aside, and maybe that might go on the front as a cover. Who knows? You never know what I might do next. So we'll just continue. So what I've done here with this one, none of them are stuck to. Now this one isn't glued, but I did glue that one, and you can see the difference, can't you? So my head was just somewhere else. We were going to, my husband was doing his very last carol service last night. And we were a bit nervous about it because it was a big event and all the local councillors and dignitaries were going to be there. And so we were both a bit nervous. So that's why I wasn't really, my head wasn't in the zone. But the carol service was absolutely stunning. We had the ladies choir, Glenavon choir. We had the children from the local school where my husband goes regularly every week to talk to the children, and he's got to know quite a few of them, and the head of the school and the teachers. So they all turned up last night, not the whole school, just one group, year group, and they sang magnificently. And also we had the local band, the Glenavon brass band, that's the word I'm looking for, and they were fantastic as well. And of course we sang carols to all of that, and we had our own organist as well, and it was absolutely brilliant. So anyway, that aside, so now my head is focused. So this is what I'm planning to do. I've decided I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I've just ironed this little piece, so that's going, and it's thicker, that's why I thought that would be nice on there, and that's going to cover that board. So that's going to be glued down there next, and then these pieces I'm going to finish off. And I've chosen these lovely yo-yos, Suffolk puffs, whatever you want to call them. And they're going on here, and I'm going to stitch those on there. But don't you think that's lovely? I think that's really nice. So, and the other thing I forgot, don't laugh, because my head was just shot to pieces again. I did it on the sewing machine, and I should have sewn it by hand because it's a slow stitch journal, isn't it? But it doesn't matter, it's on, and I quite like this because it looks like fairy lights, so that's fine, and it will stay on there. And but that one is glued and that one isn't, but I'm not going to worry about it. They will need to be glued on to this after I've glued this down, and then before that I'm going to sew these on. I did stitch that on, and I put the button on here. I thought that was quite pretty, by hand, by the way. And this I've put up here just to do a little bit of, something that Roxy would do, Rachel from Roxy Creations. And these, my Suffolk puffs, I did that a couple of months ago, and I thought that looked rather pretty on there because of the blue down here. So I'm going to stop the camera again, and God willing, I'll be able to join them all together. I may or may not be able to join them all together. Before I do that, I'm going to show you my reels, and this one is huge. I've got two of these, and they were covered in material and quilt material, quilts, little patchwork quilts, and they were all wrapped around. And if you watch Roxy Creations by Sarah, she told us about these, and I can't remember where they came from, but doesn't matter, I'll find out. And I've got a little one, which I put my other one on, if you remember. So I've got two of those, but let me show you this one. So this, I've got to take all the cotton off this if I make it that big, because we're doing down the garden path, learning some new embroidery, and we're going to wrap it around like we've done this, but not as a snippet, but we're doing it as, so you can roll it out and it'll tell a story. I assume that's what we're doing. But let me just show you this. I'll take my iPad off it. Look at this. It's huge. It's massive. I'm not going to be using this one, but I thought it'd be fun to show it to you. And I got this off either eBay or Amazon, somewhere on the internet. I don't know. I can't remember where. And I've just decided I'm going to put my iPad on there while I'm watching that. And that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm just going to stop the camera and I shall be back hopefully in a minute. Otherwise, there might be a part 2. Okay? See you soon. Well, I'm back, and this may be the beginning of the next video, so it may be part 2, or it may be added on to where I finished off with the last one. So I hope you're all ready for Christmas and you're all having a lovely week. This is now Friday. I've gone from the beginning of the week to the end of the week because it's the week before Christmas. So I've done shopping, I've done washing, I've done cleaning, and in between the visiting. So I've had a very busy week, but I've been working on this every single day. So I'm just going to bring you up to date with what I've done so far and what I'm about to do. And you may see this finished today, or I may just put photographs at the end and show you the finished product, or even do a flip through. All right, so anyway, without further ado, that's now a completed slow stitch book for 2022. Thank the girls so much, Rachel and Sarah and their mum, for a wonderful, wonderful challenge, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've learned so much, and the book is now, look, I've finished, it's all sewn in and ready now for me to do the front cover and the spine. So she is actually stitched in. I'm sorry I didn't do this on camera, but I was running upstairs, running downstairs, doing this, doing that, and I thought, I just need to get on with this because as I said before, we'll be moving possibly in January or February. I'm going to be very busy next month. This needed to be put in a box somewhere safe, knowing that it was finished. And isn't that a nice feeling? So I'm hoping now today this is going to be done. So here we go. Here's the front. I've stitched it in with 3 pamphlet stitches, and isn't that lovely? If you remember when I finished the video just now, I hadn't put these in. They were just lying on the top. So I've glued them in. I've attached the yo-yos, the Suffolk puffs. And as I've said, I forgot all about it being a slow stitch because I had COVID fog. And I did do it on the machine, but actually I quite like it. It's something different at the beginning. And that's that. And this is the envelope that we had to make. And I've been racking my brains. Where am I going to put it? How am I going to attach it? In the end, I've got 2 bulb pins, as you can see here, and I'm not going to take it off. I can lift it, I can show you, I can take that out because that goes behind, and I can put something in there if I want to, and that hasn't disturbed that at all. Excuse me. Sorry. So that goes in there, and I was really pleased with it in the end, and I did attach that as well at the beginning of the week, this little square piece here. So that's the first page with the deer. They're not in order, so please don't shout at me for not having them in order. Rachel did say, and Sarah, that we don't have to put them in order. I was going to do the accordion style, but to be honest, it was beyond me, and I just could not get my head around with this COVID head of mine at the moment, and I'm delighted that I've managed to do this. So I hope you're going to like her. I'll just flip through quickly and then we'll carry on or not. So that's the first page. I've attached those and I've stitched through with an invisible stitch. And what I did, I went through just a couple of stitches there. I don't know whether you can see that little stitch. Then I brought it back up and I went in with my needle, hang on a sec, like this. And I threaded it through the top bit only, so that I didn't have a line going across there. Because if you go up and down and, you know, you do a tacking stitch, you're going to have a line here. So I thought, right, well, I'll just feed it through the top there like that, through the first layer. then go every other, every so often in like that, in and out, back up, and then I did the same thing again. So that's how it's become invisible, which I'm really chuffed with. So I'm pleased about that. There's my little angel on there. So that's what I've done to join the pages together. Okay, I can tell I'm excited, can't you? And I keep cutting off little bits, but that's what happens with raw edges, isn't it? So this is the lovely snow pages. There's my little snow charm on there. And I'm rather loving this. Now she's in and she's sewn together. I really do love it. I may put another piece over the top of that because I don't like that being the back end of that, but that's for the future. I can do that anytime. That's our wreath. There's my birdie. Excuse me. And these, I did them on a piece of white material. Then I cut them out and I put them on there like that. So that's how I've done those. And I did that there as well, a little star or snow. And there's a little wreath on there to match that. So I'm no expert. This is only my second attempt at doing this. And some pages have got more on than others, depending how. That one I shouldn't have done because I think that was the one I did when I had COVID. So yes, I think it was. And I just lost momentum. You can always go back in, you can always add. I have done stitching around there, around here and there. But not as much as I was doing, as you can see on here. I've done a nice cross stitch on there. That's made out of felt. And it feels lovely. It feels really chunky. So I'm really happy with this. This is not my favourite page. I wish I'd done it totally differently, but it's done. And there's my gingerbread people, and there's my gingerbread house. So it's not my favourite page, that one. This one I'm in love with, because this one I've just finished this week, and I'd forgotten that we had to do a flip. So that's what I've been working on quietly, trying to get my head around how I was going to attach this to a page. And in the end, what I did, I pinned it there so it wasn't flapping about. Hang on a sec. That's the front with a little Christmas greeting on there. I don't know. I hope let me just check I'm in screen. Yep, that's fine. Sorry, banged you then. And then she flips out like this. And there we are. So there's Mary and Jesus on there. And I've just attached it with, and it wasn't done really brilliantly, but I've done it, and some silver thread going down there with some lace. And I put it in between the pages before I stitched the two pages together there. So that was kept open like a pocket. Then I put the lace in, which I haven't done a very good job, but it's done. Oh, and by the way, I took these out. That's what I've been doing. I've been correcting all my mistakes. So I did that. I can't remember what the other thing was, but I know I did something else. And I took them all off. And I think I must have lost one because it didn't quite go to the end, but I'm not going to worry about that. Why worry about incidentals like that with what's going on in the world? That's what I say. So there we are. So that's my little stocking. That was the last page that we could do just whatever we wanted to do. So that's attached to that. Isn't that lovely? I'm really pleased with that. That goes on there. And I'm only pinning it because I'm flipping the pages a bit at the moment because I'm still doing the front. And that can stay on there. That's the next page. That's my snowman. That's the nutcracker. And there was the globe that we had to do. And I don't know whether I told you that I'd stuck like a stockinette type thing over the top of that to make it look like, one of those shaker snow globes. And I put some words on there. And this is the back page. Now I totally changed it, as you can see. But I tell you what, I'm absolutely loving this check down here. I think that really finished it off. And it's gone in beautifully, so I'm really pleased. It's nice and neat. It's all tucked in. There's no bits hanging out. It's not loose like my other one, because I didn't do a brilliant job with that because it was an open-ended one. And this is in now. It'll stay in permanently. And I put yo-yos on here, some silver thread down there, and I put a button up there. But isn't that lovely? And I did sew this one as well. I just discarded the other one. I wasn't happy with it because it was very... Oh, and I did glue this down before onto this piece of material here, because at the beginning, if you remember, I wasn't gluing it to it. So it does look a little bit more quilted actually, but it was too floppy. It wasn't sitting down nicely. So I thought for the back page, that would be just right, because everything's going to sit on it anyway. So I hope you like her, and I'm really pleased. So I'm really chuffed now that she's actually sewn in, and it's just been a joy to make. So that's that. So what I was planning on doing next was putting this on, and I've been playing all week with ideas about whether or not I would use this, but I think I'm going to. I have stitched on here with gold and here, and I put this on. That's felt under there, and I've stitched in gold thread there. Bella's Christmas, what have I written there? Journal of Stitchery. I couldn't see what that was. Journal of Stitchery 2022. I wish I'd done that differently, but it doesn't matter. I could almost put another piece of material over there, couldn't I? But anyway, I've got plenty of time now after Christmas, and if I still want to fiddle, I can. So what I thought I was going to do now is, I think it was like this. You're going to wonder why I'm covering all this up now. But I just wanted to do some more stitching. And that's going to go down. Isn't this beautiful? It's like tatim, but it isn't. And that's going to go down there, like so. Okay, so that's going to be glued on there. So I'll have to take that off a minute, because I need to show you the spine. And what I'm doing here now, I'm just making a snippet roll, or a snippet, and I was going to put that on there. So I'm in the middle of just beginning to stitch all these pieces on, and then that will be on that side, on the back. The back I'm leaving plain because I don't want it to be bulky, and then that will sit on there like that. How clever can I be? That'll go on there like that. That will go down there like so. And I'll put more stitching on, and then she'll be finished. So I'm going to leave it there. And all I want to say to you is I hope you all have the most blessed and happy Christmas. Cheryl, if you're watching this, I'm still praying for your daughter and for all of you. And I wish you all some kind of normal Christmas. But to my subbies, I wish you the very best. And thank you for watching this. If you watched it right to the end, then God bless you. And have a wonderful, wonderful time with your families. If you are on your own, then I send you my love. I send you big hugs and kisses. And I hope that you enjoy yourselves. So take care, everybody. And I'll post pictures on Facebook of this finished, because this is now turned into a long video. So thank you all for watching, and please put a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I haven't been on here for so long. I need a little bit of a leg up. So thank you all very much, and thank you for your lovely comments. Bye everybody. God bless.